seek leave of the House to table from ACC the sensitive claims timeline, given the questions that were raised in the House today. It's a document that's been prepared by ACC and provided advice to my office, on the basis of which I made answers to questions today.
Leave is sought for that purpose. Is there any objection? There is no objection. The document will be tabled. I call the Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Chairman, I stand up in response to some of the rather emotive sort of debate that's gone on around this bill so far. Mr Speaker, I stand up first of all and say that 28,000 people on the benefit will be better off because of this bill pretty much immediately, and that is because of the abatement increase from $80 to $100 per week that they can actually earn. So, Mr Speaker, this is actually, Mr Chairman, this is a very good day for those people, that they actually get recognised for the work that they are doing. They're able to get more of that money in their own pocket and actually see that as the opportunity that it is. Mr Chairman, this is a bill that actually recognises fairness, that actually brings some equity back into the system and steps up in support of those people, quite frankly, that deserve our support and need it most. It injects a whole lot around them, Mr Chairman, which actually gives them an opportunity to get into the sorts of training opportunities they need, the sort of support around them so that they can have that sort of opportunity to go and look for work, and I think it's going to put the right incentives in place and with that the right sort of obligations. So there are exemptions for those, and I expect the House, and I hear through Select Committee, that there were concerns about those that perhaps had recently left a relationship and perhaps were going through some of the trauma, the emotional trauma that can cause. There's an exemption for them to take that time to actually recognise what that needs. There's an exemption there, Mr Chairman, to actually recognise those that have perhaps come from violent backgrounds and need time to actually spend and bed in with their children while that is happening. There are exemptions, Mr Chairman, for those that have children with special needs and perhaps need their parents a bit more. So there are exemptions there for them. There's also quite a clear understanding of what suitable work means. So that's recognising that childcare is needed for those children, recognising that actually what is needed for them is the opportunity for them to have work that does fit in with the hours that they need, that they're able to actually get to the jobs as they come up, and that they have the sort of lines that they need so that they can actually get to them, Mr Chairman. So it is actually very important that they have that. I hear a call from the side here asking about what that defining of suitable work is, and let me give it to you in clear. It's that there is an availability of childcare, that it's not employment with excessive hours, that it recognises, the case managers will recognise family commitments, religious commitments, which are important for some of those, jobs which offend strongly held views, so there are actually regulations around that as well. The days of week, the type of employment, the skills and experience required are all important justifications to make sure that that job is actually suiting the individual. And I suppose that's what I want to say. The thing I also want to add here is there are no penalties for not getting work. And I want to repeat that one more time because it's really, really important. There are no penalties whatsoever for not getting work. Yeah? The only penalties that are there are for people who are not actually trying. So what we are asking people to do is to get themselves work ready, is to actually be going out and looking for work, to actively be looking to support themselves and their own. For those on the sickness benefit, we have 9,000 approximately currently who have a box ticked by their doctor that says that they could work part-time. We're asking them to look for work. We believe it will help them with their wellness. Let me repeat just one more time for that member. There is no penalty for not getting work. And I just can't repeat that often enough. I know it is hard to understand, but this is about fairness. You are not going to get work, Mr Chairman, unless you actually step up and go looking for it. Unless you get yourself ready, you are not going to be in a position to actually get the jobs. So, yes, it's not always easy. Yes, we most absolutely recognise that these are tough times. Actually, I would argue quite strongly that it is not the government that is stigmatising beneficiaries. We will believe in more for them. We will believe in the value that they bring to both themselves, their families families, this workplace, and to themselves and the people around them, they have something to offer, and it is more than a lifetime on welfare that they then pass on to the next generation. And I know it sounds hard to understand and that the opposition rallies against, but we will support them to step up and actually look for that job and find those sorts of opportunities to break the cycle of dependence that we know wears down families and sees some incredibly tough times for them and their children.